Hello and welcome to the new channel. After our trip to Poland, we move to the Czech Republic, where in the north we will visit the cities of Hradec Králové and Jicín. And if you like our video, do not forget to like it, subscribe and activate notifications so that you know when we upload a new video. As we mentioned in the introduction of the video, we conclude our visit to Poland, a visit in which we have undoubtedly enjoyed its art, culture, and nature, making it a country that we definitely recommend visiting. The Czech Republic, which has about 11 million inhabitants, is made up of the historical territories of Bohemia and Moravia, as well as a small part of Silesia. Regarding the country's name as Czechia, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs recommends it for any situation except official documents, although in April 2016, the country's governing bodies chose Czechia as the official short name, pending official communication to the United Nations. And so, on our journey from the church in Świdnica, Poland, we crossed the border and arrived in Hradec Králové, the oldest city in the Czech Republic, dating back to the year 1225, with a population of 90,000. As for parking, you won't have any problems, as there is a large free parking lot next to the football field, which, after crossing the river, takes you to the historic center. We left the motorhome and headed to the city, crossing the Malsavici Bridge, built over the Orlice River, on an important route to the Moravian region. Once we crossed the bridge, we found ourselves in an area of the city where we could enjoy several villas, such as the Whippler Villa, built in 1902 in neo-Renaissance style. During our stroll admiring the villas, we arrived at the Evangelical Church, whose construction was inspired by the Eastern Bohemia Museum, achieving an elegant Art Nouveau style, with minimal decoration on the facade and the rest of the building. Following the street in front of the Evangelical Church, we arrived at a small square presided over by a fountain of St. John of Nepomuc, a square surrounded by beautiful and colorful houses, which contrast with a metal sculpture dedicated to Alexander Pur, one of the city's most important builders. Next to the small square, we find the Grand Square of the city, an elongated square surrounded by the most important monuments of the city, although its appearance is quite shabby, as the square is used as a large parking lot. At one end of the square, we find the old town hall, with Gothic foundations and first mentioned in the year 1418, which later underwent a reconstruction in Renaissance style, and a wooden tower with a clock was added. In the 19th century, it underwent a neoclassical reconstruction, which gave it its current appearance. Next to it, we find the Cathedral of the Holy Spirit, a brick building with two Gothic-style towers, which was probably founded in the year 1308. Also in the main square, we find the Modern Art Gallery, one of the most prominent in the Czech Republic, or the Church of the Assumption, a beautiful Jesuit church, distinguished by its white and yellow facade, built in the mid-17th century in Baroque style, and whose light-colored interior contrasts with the dark wood of the furnishings. In the square, we also find a beautiful wrought iron fountain, an Art Nouveau fountain, built in 1901. We also found beautiful houses like the Uspolaku house, with a striking red color, or the Bishop's Palace, a large two-story Baroque-style building with a square courtyard in the center, which serves as the bishop's residence. Presiding over the square is the Marian Column of the Plague, a nearly 20-meter-tall Baroque column, built between 1714 and 1717, after the city managed to avoid a plague epidemic. But perhaps the most representative monument of the city is the so-called White Tower, in Renaissance style. It is the tallest monument in the city at 72 meters high, and it is open to visitors, offering them a unique view of the city. Very close to the cathedral and the White Tower, we find a series of terraced houses, the so-called Canonical Houses, which stand out for the beauty of their colorful facades. From Juan Pablo II Square, and passing by the White Tower, we arrive at another small square, where the old civic palace is located, a palace with a beautiful yellow facade, presided over by a statue of Saint John of Nepomuk. We temporarily left the old town, and on Palackého Street, we enjoyed more modernist buildings, constructed between the late 19th and early 20th centuries. At the end of the street, by the Elbe River, we find another of the city's most important places, the East Bohemia Museum, built in the Art Nouveau style at the beginning of the 20th century, and designated a National Cultural Monument in 1995. It houses archaeological, natural, scientific, and historical collections with more than 3 million items. And we arrive at the Elbe River, where the Aulis River flows into it, which we crossed at the beginning of our visit to the city. Walking along the other bank, we enjoyed a beautiful panorama of the city, as well as some curious sculptures, such as one of a bear lying on the grass, whose smile seems to say that it is happy. From the square where the bear is located, Svalova Street begins, surrounded by beautiful and unique buildings. This street ends in a large square, Masaryk Square, a large triangular pedestrian square, presided over by a statue of Thomas Garrigue Masaryk, a Czechoslovak politician and philosopher, known for being the founder of the Czechoslovak Republic, and who remains a symbol of the former Czechoslovakia, as he was born to a Czech mother and a Slovak father, on the border of both countries. We return once again to the Elbe River, where we find another curious construction, the Hradec hydroelectric station, a steam power station in secessionist style, which is interesting both from a technical and architectural point of view. Built in 1909, it contains the turbine room, a bridge, and a dam called Hradec. As a curiosity, the power plant is still operational, and the interior houses an information center about energy sources, especially renewables. Returning once again to the historic center, we found a series of terraced gardens, adorned with lights and music, giving the place a special atmosphere, inviting relaxation and enjoyment of the gardens. We are about to finish our visit to this beautiful city, but we discovered next to the US Półkroku house, a staircase that connects the gardens we visited earlier with the Grand Square, which we didn't see when we visited the gardens. It is a neoclassical staircase called Bono Publico, beautifully illuminated, and at its entrance, we can select a piece of music by Czech composers, performed by the City Philharmonic Orchestra, to accompany us during our journey. After our visit to Hradec Králové, we headed further north to Jicín, a city of about 15,000 inhabitants, located in the region known as the Czech Paradise, or Český Ráj, a region rich in nature and history. As for parking, you won't have any problems, as there is a large free parking lot right at the entrance to the city, and as always, we leave you the location on Google Maps. From the parking lot, we quickly reach the heart of the old town, Wallenstein Square, named after the businessman, politician, and supreme commander who owned almost all the palaces in the region and chose Jicín to turn it into a Czech Versailles. That is why we can admire numerous elegant buildings in the square and other parts of the city, built by the best architects of the time. In the square, we can find the so-called Coronation Fountain, built in 1836, when Emperor Ferdinand I passed through Jicín on his way to his coronation in Prague as the King of Bohemia. Next to the fountain, we find a beautiful Marian column, 6 meters tall and built in 1702, with an allegorical representation of original sin. In the square, there were 2 fountains, the Fountain of Neptune and the Fountain of Amphitrite, although today only the latter is preserved. Near the square, we find the Jesuit College, founded in 1624, which also included a primary school, a seminary, a pharmacy, and even a hospital. In the vicinity of the square, we also find the synagogue, built in the second half of the 18th century, which served its purpose until 1941, housing an exhibition on the history of the Jewish community in Jicín. Also near the square, we find a fairy tale dragon, as Jicín is known for its fairy tale festival, which is held every year in the second week of September, to the delight of both children and adults. It begins with a parade of fairy tale characters and ends on Saturday night with a grand fireworks show. Without a doubt, the most representative monument of the city is the Valdice Tower, a tower built between 1568 and 1578, which was originally one of the 3 gates to the city. Over the course of its history, the tower has undergone gradual reconstruction, mainly due to the fires it suffered, acquiring its current aesthetic in 1840, when a wooden lookout and a pyramidal roof were added. Passing through the tower, we reach all the monuments of Jicín, the Wallenstein Palace, which has now been converted into a regional museum, and the Church of St. James, which is connected to the palace by a covered gallery, allowing for a comfortable passage from the palace to a place of worship for the aristocracy. But returning to the Valdice Tower, this 52-meter high tower is open to the public. For this, you must be willing to climb the 156 steps to its top, an effort that is undoubtedly worth it, as from the viewpoint, you will have a beautiful panoramic view of the city, making it the best place to end your visit to the fairy tale city.